Hey everybody. So yeah, I just watched yesterday's video and looks like what's left is to take care of this code to make this a little bit more uh, digestible, make it to where it's more likely to, just so it just doesn't look so tacky. Um, I did mention that, when you're dealing with routing, you probably should, like, they say that a lot of times, like, whatever if the developer says it's going to take a day, triple that or something. There's like a statistic or a number that a lot of managers will say. So if they think it's going to take them a day, it's going to take them 3 days. Um, and I think if it's something that has something to do with routing, you probably should make it like 6 days. It's just really easy to underestimate the amount of time that routing issues are going to take to fix. But there's that, and then the other one that's always so funny is like upgrades. Like a lot of times people are like, yeah, no, there's a tool I'll be able to do an upgrade. It's going to take you like 15 minutes, and a lot of times that will take maybe even multiple sprints, maybe three. Okay, so we're just going to take everybody out. We're going to knock out the upgrade, and then we're going to be ready to roll. And man, I've seen those go so wrong so many times. But anyways, so let's go over here and look at how VA service. So that was get route for index. So it seems like the next should be get index for route. Get index index for route. So like, cause like when you're like working on your brain and stuff like that, um, you're going to have to sort of come up to speed, um, and then mentally. So if you can save, like if someone's going to be working on both of these, and you can save them having to figure out some whole new concept because you just literally just took the, like, let's say they studied the get route for index and now they're going to say get index for route. um, it's good if you can do that. Now the problem is a lot of times people have the intention of doing that. They're like, oh, okay, I'm just going to reverse that, and so they give a name that sort of indicates that that's what it is, but then that's not what it is. And then okay, so I called that URL, so I'm going to call this route stakes. I mean, they literally could be the reverse name or some whole nother name. I think there's an extra space up there. Yeah. Now, if you are a coder and that is not the kind of thing that kind of stands out at you, unfortunately, it will be the kind of thing that stands out at you in the future, because that is like one of the number one things that will get that. I mean, people want to be able to make PR comments. They just do. And that is like, oh, can you remove that space? Is a very, very, like, for people, especially people who have a hard time, like, some people are really good at coding, but they're not so great at um, creativity, right? Like, so they can find other code, and we're getting more and more people like that. They can find other code, and then um, sort of emulate that other code pretty easily, but they can't do anything creative. So then they're very desperate to do um, something like that. They're very desperate to come up with anything to say in PRs, and that, like, spacing and tabbing and basically anything that has anything to do with white space, they do. And then there's like another issue that a lot of people like that deal with, and that's like a lot of them are just genuinely like what you would call obsessive compulsive, and then they'll have um, like their editor will they'll configure their editor to show them things like extra spaces like that, so like they can actually see that, but you may not be able to see it, and it actually physically hurts them whenever you have an extra space like that, and then they open the code, and then the concept of you committing that code, and then every single time they ever look at that code for the rest of their life, them having to deal with that is just really, really difficult. Um, Now that's so weird that up here I did not have to do this, but here it looks like a, and I remember last week saying, it's weird to me that I don't have to do this. Unknown. Did I misspell that, or is it supposed to be lowercase? Okay, so first of all, it's upset about me using. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So now I don't understand why. Let's see. You know what? I don't like the fact that that is uppercase up there. Let's see. Okay, so that one. And then let's do this. Route dictionary. Route dictionary. Let's route index. Route index. And we're going to say that has to be a route index type, which I believe a route index type. I mean, I'm kind of assuming, but I believe a route index type is 0, 1, 2, or 3. So let's happy with that. Let's happy with that. Dict. It's not happy with this. What if I made this any? I'm curious. Very, very curious. Oh, silly rabbit. Route. That's what I get for talking bad about the our I don't know. I try not to be too bitter, but like a lot of times I'll have really put a lot of time into like getting something to work, and it's just taken me like so many hours of pain and suffering to get it to work, and then it's like no, you can't. I'm not going to approve this PR because of a space. You know, and it's just like, what is your problem, dude? Um, and in a lot of places, like the managers, like their gap between, like they have so many things going on that their gap between understanding the technology and a lot of times managers have a deeper understanding of maybe a previous technology or some other technology, and they're just like, well, they're a technical manager, so I'm gonna put them in charge because they understand how to manage technical people. But like this person knows COBOL, and we're gonna make them in charge of a bunch of Angular developers. And so then like maybe the guy that shows up and is trying to push for everyone to be wearing ties and and be all like goody two shoes is like telling them, oh yeah, no, that code is so unstable, and they're literally just talking about like a space that's at the end there, and that's what they're freaking out about. But anyways, yes, no, sorry to share my triggering with you all. Um, so now I don't think we're using this yet, right? So get index for route. And then I believe it's in here. And then this dot, I think it's called like route or nav. I think it's called nav. Navigation service dot route, and we are using this URL. I don't know if that makes sense. Now the big question, okay, so we don't need this anymore. So now we're getting rid of that constructor level function method level attribute. And let's go ahead and get this guy out. And then, so whenever the tab changes, we change that location. Whenever the constructor is setting up, anytime that the URL changes, so anytime this runs. Okay, so let's see. So basically what I'm saying is if I type in API up here. Oh, okay, so this is happening on the constructor. So yeah, API. You son of a gun. Okay, so now let's go ahead and undo. Let's go back to what we had. Just make sure that okay, so that works. I think that one's logs, right? Okay, logs and then API. Okay, so that's working, and I believe that what makes that work, let's just double check our brain, is this. Yeah, so basically this is the thing that's working. So let's do this. Alert dot. Oh, did I get the wrong one? Get route. I want get index for route, right? And then I want to give it this dot URL. So that's one. It gets called twice for some weird reason. I'm expecting 3. Okay, so that's good. Maybe I... okay, I'm just going to try that again. Try it again. Yeah, that's right. Let's see. I'm using continue. Those are the long ones, so I don't want to. And then I, obviously I have a hard time spelling the word continuous. All right, so that looks good. I think we are good. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. Type in logs. Discrete, continuous. Yeah, that's good. All right, so we think that's good. We are at 13 minutes. That's a good time. Tomorrow, basically, we'll just do a cleanup of the code. Probably get rid of this log works, this discrete here, any stray console logs that happen to be out there. And let's see. I feel like it's kind of funny because because that doesn't change, and that was set up on the routing, but I think that's fine. Let me look at something really quick before we sign off. So the router outlet does not seem to be working at all now. Well, no, I think it's working because I needed the router outlet for something. I can't even remember what that was now. Let's see. Do I need that router outlet? Type in logs. seems to work just fine. So I believe where we're at is what we want to do at this point is actually put all the different components into inside of the tabs. So basically, there's a discrete component that needs from here that needs to go in here, and the continuous component that needs to go in here, and that's what needs to happen next. But for now, let's see, how does the discrete component work? So it doesn't really have anything, so let's just do that. See, I should not have done this to myself. I should have gotten done and then dealt with this tomorrow because I have some stuff I have to get done today. Or, oh yeah, and then that is upset because I'm not importing my discrete component in my standalone. And yeah, so now our discrete component is showing up right there. Let's see if it works. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of that, so that still works. Yeah, so tomorrow we clean up the like remove this, get rid of any, go over the different various changes and make sure we want to keep them all. Make sure there's nothing weird in there. And then and that'll be that. Hopefully that'll be a nice short video. And happy coding. Bye.